Hi. Hello. Just gonna wait a couple seconds for this to get live and say hello to everyone. Hello, hello, hello. And I am going to just be talking about being positive with our thoughts as we approach election season. Well, we're in election season as we approach the actual election. And earlier this morning, I was on my walk and I saw this sign that was torn in half, and it was on the ground with a bunch of Baltimore trash. And it was, sequins and a bunch of other silly things. And I was just thinking about how wonderful it would be for us to actually no longer see Trump signs anymore. Wouldn't that be fantastic if all the Trump signs we saw are now in the garbage? And I imagined Biden winning in that moment, and it felt very real. And I wanted to share that feeling with you. And by doing that, I thought maybe we could do a little visualization and really kind of sink in to this reality, not just possibility, of a real shift in paradigm, a real different connection with politics and our world and what that looks like. And so many of us are focused on what we don't want. We are operating out of fear. And when we think about what we don't want, we still manifest that thing. So talking about who is currently in office isn't going to necessarily get you someone new. So what if we focus that energy on imagining someone new in office? Hello, everyone joining in. So I want to walk you through a fucking visual. I want to get you amped the fuck up. And let's talk about this in this manifesting visualization premonition kind of way, where we think about like how this can really feel. Because I know that a lot of us, when we went into the election with Trump and Clinton, we weren't expecting what happened to happen. And I still think and stand by the fact that, as a disclaimer, this does not take away your responsibility to fucking vote. I know we'll talk more about that at the end. We cannot assume anything. We absolutely can't. We all thought Hillary was going to win, and the, statistics for presidents that are in a first term winning their second term is high. That said, that doesn't mean that we cannot create change. And we already created a substantial amount of new voters. More people have voted in Texas so far than anyone has ever voted in Texas. It's fantastic. So using this energy, using this momentum, using this positivity, using our brains and visualization and collective energy, let's manifest the feeling of what it looks like to already have a new president that's not Trump, and what that feels like, instead of the dread that we felt around this time last year when we found out what was going to happen and how bad it could get. So let's think about how good it can get. What's the best that could happen? So I want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in and out, and just really sink in and get grounded. Hi, Kate. And we are just going to close your eyes. And I want you to participate in this visual with me. And the more grounded you get, the more loose you get, the more electric and colorful you allow this visualization to be, the more powerful it can be for you, your future, and our collective future. So I want you to imagine that it's election day. You wake up and you know that this is a powerful, meaningful, historic day, and you are proud as fuck and grateful as hell to be a part of it, that you are a part of this moment in history, and that you've already cast your vote, and you now get to be a part of this and watch your part of the results become part of the collective and have it roll in to see this change in the future. So you go about your day, you do whatever it is that you need to do that Tuesday. And if you're even from outside of the United States, where this change is still affecting you because of the influence America has over the rest of the world, we are still having our eyes and a collective positive influence and guidance on this day and this outcome. And we go about our day with positive intention, believing in our body, our minds, and our bones that Biden and Harris are gonna fucking take this shit. They are gonna take it. It's already ours. It is already back. It's already creating change. And now it's time. It's time for those polls. They've stopped taking people. People have been wrapped around buildings all day. And realistically, it might take a couple days to roll in, but for the sake of this, let's keep this energy going of what we know to be represented, of us sitting on the couch. And maybe we get dressed up fancy. Maybe we put on our little change the world voting outfit and a blue wig or a flower crown, and we look at ourselves in the mirror and we say, I love you. And I'm so glad that I am here and able to create this change with you and the world. And you go and you sit on your couch or your chair or the floor, maybe with someone in your house, and you watch the news. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you immerse yourself in a craft, something creative. However you do, somehow the information gets to you. Somehow the results start pouring in. We think that it's going to be so complicated. We think that it's going to be this painstaking process where everything's going to get backed up, but it's not. It's not painstaking. It's not complicated. It's so fucking easy. You know why? Because everything is Biden. It's going through the Scantrons. It's just Biden. Kamala. Harris. Biden. It just keeps going through the Scantron, through the scanners, through the computers, those mail-in ballots, those handwritten ballots, all the punctured ones, every single kind of different ballot. All of them are getting counted. All of the volunteers that are donating their time, every single person that is put in money and time and energy and effort and their fucking voice for this revolution that you are currently a part of, even just by casting your vote. Yes, Kate. Yes, Caitlin, for fucking casting your vote. Yes, you are part of this revolution. And now everyone is seeing the results, and look at all of these new voters. We have 1.5 million new voter registrations on just voter registration day. And we are just seeing all of this, and we think that it's going to be hard. We think that we're going to get down to 2 a.m. and we're going to be up on cups of espresso and Monster energy drinks and just be so worried. But we're not. And all of a sudden, it just starts to say blue, 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 in states that you didn't even think it was possible for it to be blue. You see places that you thought or maybe had preconceived notions about, creating change and evolution as it exists in this moment. And it feels really good. And as these results start rolling in and more people are voting than ever before, and these swing states, so to speak, aren't swinging, they're swaying. They are swaying in the blue. They are swaying in the change. They are swaying in what feels like revolution, evolution, transformation, and maybe even rebellion or taking back what feels incredible, what feels like justice and truth and authenticity and alignment. You know in your heart that this is a done fucking deal. You know that this isn't going to be hard. You know that it never needed to be. You know that even though there is so much work to do, that this is the first step. And we fucking did it. We fucking did this. We came together as this collective. And as you sit on your couch and you see the TV or you hear the radio or you hear your friend announcing or texting you the results, you see all of these people making this change and realize how fucking magical the human race can actually be, and you feel alive and empowered. And all of a sudden it's announced on the screen officially: the new president of the United States for 2021 is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He won. And you start hearing people scream in the apartment next to you. You start hearing people scream all across the yard. You start hearing people shout and holler all over your apartment complex and your neighbors and people on the screens. And you get texts from across the world and the globe and Facebook messages that start popping up. And everywhere, all across news streams, people are going wild. And Trump is tweeting, "We don't give a fuck because fuck you, Trump. Fuck you. We're done." We don't need to hear that noise anymore because we have created change and we are drowning out the noise and we are only calling in the truth. And we are so fucking excited to live in this radical revolution that we have been a part of creating. And we are going to help guide the continual radical transformation and evolution that will be led in this moment in time by Biden and Harris, who are good enough, guys. They're good enough. And we can fucking do the rest, you guys. It's not just them. It's the whole fucking country. And it's affecting the entire world. And I'm so fucking happy that you are here with me to join in this magical revolution of celebration, visualization, democracy, and wonder. Doesn't that feel better than fearing what might happen? Doesn't that feel better than dread? I can't predict the future, and neither can you. But if we are only putting our intention on what's not happening, who doesn't think like us, why they do or don't, and what's wrong instead of what we can do to make things great, including our thoughts, then we're wasting our time a little bit. That said, your time cannot be more valuably spent right now than voting. If you have not mailed in your ballot, you need to early vote or fucking go stand in line. Somehow you need to look on voteamerica.com and vote. If you are an American citizen that can vote, you need to find a way. If you need an ID, you need to fucking figure that shit out. You need to look into what you need to get an ID to make this happen. And I can't stress it enough how important this is. And I know you know. But I hope that that made you feel a little better of what it would feel like to not only just dump Trump in the trash, but to celebrate a new revolution. Thank you so much. It was great having you here.